There comes a point in life when solitude transforms from something that feels like loneliness to a newfound sense of freedom. As we grow older, many begin to recognize the subtle signs that living alone might bring more fulfillment, peace, and contentment than the busy nature of a shared household. If you've been contemplating this change, you're not alone. A growing number of older adults are finding themselves increasingly drawn to the idea of living independently. If you're considering this for yourself, these signs may help you determine if now is the right time to embrace the joys of living on your own. One of the most significant changes many people experience as they age is the increasing appreciation for quiet and calm. The hustle and bustle of a busy household can become overwhelming, especially after years of raising children or being part of a lively family. The constant noise and activity that once seemed normal may begin to feel like a source of stress. Many older adults, upon reaching a certain stage in life, find that they crave peace more than ever before. Take Margaret, for instance. In her early 60s, she shared her experience in an online forum, revealing how much the noise from her grandchildren used to drain her. "I love my grandchildren, but the constant noise and energy in the house were exhausting," she wrote. "When they left, I felt such a sense of relief to have my space back. That's when I realized I needed to live alone permanently." If you've noticed that you find deep comfort in moments of stillness, or that you feel at ease when the house is empty, it may be a sign that you are ready for a quieter, more peaceful existence. Living alone offers the opportunity to create an environment that nurtures your inner calm, free from distractions. Another key sign that living alone might be the right choice is when you begin to genuinely enjoy your own company. As we get older, many of us discover that we don't need to be constantly surrounded by others to feel fulfilled. Hobbies, interests, and personal reflections become increasingly satisfying when we have the freedom to engage with them at our own pace. This ability to embrace solitude can be incredibly empowering. Consider the experience of a 70-year-old man who shared his story about taking up gardening. "When I'm out in my garden, it's just me and the earth," he said. "I don't need anyone to talk to. I find peace in the rhythm of my day." It was during one of these solitary moments that he realized he no longer needed the constant company of others to feel content. He found a profound sense of peace in his own presence. Learning to enjoy your own company can be a deeply fulfilling part of aging, and living alone allows you to do so without interruption, whether through creative activities, self-reflection, or quiet enjoyment. As people age, they also become more aware of their personal boundaries and prioritize their well-being. Many older adults reach a point where they are no longer willing to compromise their comfort or peace for the sake of others. If you found yourself unwilling to tolerate emotional or physical disruptions in your environment, it might be a sign that living alone could be a better fit for your needs. Liz, for example, shared her experience in an online video comment, explaining how living with her adult daughter and grandchildren began to take a toll on her mental and emotional health. "I loved them dearly, but they were constantly crossing boundaries," she explained. "They left the house messy, made noise late at night, and I started to lose my sense of peace. That's when I realized it was time to prioritize my own needs." When you live alone, you have full control over your space and routines, ensuring that your boundaries are respected and your well-being remains a priority. For many, this becomes an essential aspect of leading a fulfilling and balanced life. Another sign that it might be time to consider living alone is the growing desire for more control over your environment and daily schedule. As we age, the need for autonomy increases. You may find yourself wanting to make decisions about how your space looks, how you spend your time, and how you organize your day without having to compromise with others. If you've spent years adjusting to the needs and preferences of roommates or family members, you may now feel ready to make those decisions independently. A commenter on a forum shared that at the age of 65, she realized she was tired of constantly compromising on everything, from what time to eat dinner to what shows to watch. "I love my family, but I wanted to live on my own terms," she said. living alone gave me that freedom. The beauty of living alone is that you have the power to decide everything, from when you wake up in the morning to what music you play, from the decor in your living space to the moments you choose to welcome guests. It's a kind of freedom that becomes especially appealing as we age, offering the chance to enjoy life on our own terms. Finally, if you've been considering the prospect of living alone, these signs might help clarify whether this path is right for you. The desire for peace and quiet, the joy of your own company, a stronger sense of personal boundaries, and the need for more control over your space and time are all powerful indicators that living solo could bring you a sense of fulfillment and freedom. It's not just about being alone. It's about the opportunity to craft a life that aligns with your needs, values, and desires. If these signs resonate with you, it may just be time to embrace the beauty and freedom of living alone. As we get older, many people find that they've spent decades caring for others, whether it's children, a spouse, or aging parents. The constant role of caregiver can become overwhelming, and after years of putting others first, you may begin to feel the need to turn the focus back on yourself. At some point, the daily responsibilities of caregiving can feel like too much, and you may crave time and space just for you. If you've reached a point where you no longer wish to shoulder that responsibility and instead want to focus on your own needs and desires, it might be the right time to consider living alone. In a discussion about this topic on a Reddit thread, one woman shared her experience. After my husband passed away, I realized I didn't want to take on the role of caretaker for anyone else. I love my family, but I was ready to focus on my own needs. It felt liberating to finally prioritize myself. This sentiment echoes the feelings of many who choose to live alone after a lifetime of caregiving. Living independently can give you the freedom to rediscover who you are, focusing on your own health, hobbies, and well-being without the constant pull of responsibility toward others. Another significant reason many older adults opt to live alone is the desire to age on their own terms. For some, aging alone doesn't mean being isolated. It means having the freedom to make choices that align with their lifestyle and personal preferences. One man shared his thoughts on a forum saying, "I want to decide when and how I ask for help. I don't want my children or anyone else hovering over me. I'm capable of making my own decisions, and living alone allows me to maintain that independence." If you value your autonomy and want the ability to make decisions about your life without external influence, living alone can provide just that. It gives you the opportunity to create a living environment that fits your needs and ensures you remain in control of your life, only seeking support when you choose to. For many older adults, living alone represents the chance for a fresh start. After years of following the same routines, you may feel that it's time to reinvent yourself. Living alone offers the space and freedom to do so, without the constraints of past obligations or expectations. One man, age 67, shared his experience in an online forum. "I had lived in the same house for over 30 years. After my wife passed, I realized that staying in the same place with the same routine wasn't what I wanted anymore. I downsized to a small apartment, started taking art classes, and felt like living alone gave me the fresh start I needed. It's never too late to begin again, and living alone can be the perfect opportunity to explore new interests and create the life you've always wanted." As we age, the desire to simplify life often grows stronger. The busyness and clutter that once seemed manageable may start to feel overwhelming. If you find yourself yearning for a simpler existence, living alone could be the perfect answer. One woman, in her 70s, reflected on her journey toward minimalism. "I realized that I had been holding on to so many things that no longer served me. Old furniture, memorabilia, even relationships that drained me. Once I moved into my own space, I embraced a simpler way of life. Fewer possessions, fewer obligations, and more time to focus on what truly mattered." If the idea of shedding excess and living in a way that feels more manageable speaks to you, living alone provides the perfect environment to declutter both your physical space and your mind. Another reason many older adults choose to live independently is the desire to make decisions without compromise. Throughout much of life, we often find ourselves compromising, whether it's with a spouse, children, or roommates. If you've reached a point where you no longer wish to negotiate every aspect of your life and long for a space where you can make choices without considering others' preferences, it could be a sign that living alone is the right path. One woman shared her experience. "I always had to think about what other people wanted, what to have for dinner, where to go on vacation. Now that I live alone, I get to make all those decisions. From the color of my walls to what I eat, it's all my choice." Living alone allows you to take back that control and live life entirely on your own terms. If you find yourself feeling stifled by the compromises, clutter, and constant responsibilities that often come with caring for others, living alone might be the perfect solution. It can offer a chance for personal reinvention, a return to independence, and the freedom to design a life that feels truly yours. There's no need to feel isolated or alone in this decision. Many people find strength and fulfillment in creating a life that focuses on their own needs. You don't have to be responsible for everyone else. Instead, you can build a life that feels balanced, free, and centered around your own desires. Living alone doesn't mean being lonely. It can simply mean that you've reached a stage in life where your independence, your well-being, and your happiness come first. So, if you're at a point in life where the idea of prioritizing yourself, simplifying your surroundings, and making decisions without compromise feels appealing, it might be time to take the plunge into living alone. It can provide you with the freedom, space, and control you need to focus on your own health, passions, and desires, creating a fulfilling, independent life that's entirely your own. Living on your own can be an incredibly freeing experience, one that offers a chance to reconnect with yourself in ways that may have been difficult before. There's something uniquely empowering about having the freedom to make decisions based on your own desires. When you're living alone, every choice, big or small, is completely yours to make. There's no need to compromise or consider anyone else's preferences. It's a lifestyle that allows you to regain control over your life, to make decisions that are truly in alignment with what you want, rather than what others expect. As you grow older, you may find that living alone gives you the emotional space to grow as well. Emotional independence is a powerful sign that you're ready for this stage of life. You might have spent years seeking validation or emotional support from those around you, whether it was your partner, family, or friends. But over time, you might discover that you no longer need to rely on others for that sense of stability. You've developed resilience and self-awareness, and you're able to process and navigate your emotions without needing constant reassurance from those around you. One person shared their experience in an online forum, saying that for years, they felt they needed someone by their side to maintain emotional balance. Whether it was their children or their partner, they constantly sought emotional support. But over time, they learned to trust in their own strength. Now living alone, they find joy in their emotional resilience. They can process their feelings, find peace within themselves, and no longer need another person's presence to feel okay. If you're finding that your emotional well-being is increasingly independent and you feel confident managing your feelings on your own, living alone could offer you the space to continue this personal growth and thrive emotionally, all while embracing your own inner strength. Another significant benefit of living alone, especially as you age, is the opportunity to focus on your own personal growth and self-discovery. For many, being a parent, spouse, or caregiver for so long can overshadow your own needs and desires. But when you live on your own, you're given the gift of time and mental space to rediscover yourself. Living alone can create the perfect environment for this kind of growth, allowing you to explore new interests, pick up old passions, or simply reflect on where you want to go next in life. One woman shared her story of how, after decades of focusing on the needs of others, she had forgotten about her own happiness. But when she started living alone, she rediscovered her love for painting. It was as though she was reconnecting with a part of herself that had been buried for years. The space she had to herself allowed her to focus on something that brought her joy without worrying about the needs of others. Living alone offers a chance for self-reflection, to nurture your soul, and to create a life that feels authentic and true to you. As you get older, you may find that having a solid routine becomes increasingly important. Living with others often means accommodating their schedules and needs, which can be draining. However, when you live alone, you have the freedom to design your own routine. You can wake up when you want, eat when you're hungry, and indulge in activities that match your personal energy levels. If you want to spend the evening curled up with a good book or enjoy a late-night walk, the choice is entirely yours. I came across a post from a man in his early 70s who had recently moved into his own place. He shared how, for years, he had been pressured to keep up with his family's schedule. Meals had to be eaten at certain times. Socializing was expected, even when he didn't feel like it. But once he started living alone, he was free to eat when he felt hungry, exercise when it suited him, and sleep when he needed rest. He described how refreshing it felt to have a routine that was entirely his own. If you find that you thrive when you're able to set your own pace and design your days around your own needs, living alone offers you the freedom and flexibility to create the life that works best for you. Living alone in your later years isn't about isolating yourself from the world. It's about reclaiming your space, your peace, and your independence. If you resonate with any of the signs discussed here, whether it's yearning for solitude, desiring more control over your life, or simply craving a quieter, more intentional way of living, it may be time to embrace this new chapter. I've seen so many stories in online communities of individuals who have found joy and contentment in living alone. It becomes a journey of self-discovery, a chance to focus on your own needs and desires in ways that might not have been possible before. So if you find yourself seeking peace, enjoying your own company, or longing for more autonomy, consider that living alone could be the key to unlocking a fulfilling next phase in your life. Trust in yourself and know that it's okay to prioritize your own happiness and well-being. The path to contentment and personal growth often starts by embracing the space around you, nurturing your soul, and rediscovering what truly matters. You have the power to create a life that is meaningful and authentic to who you are. So take that step, embrace the freedom, and see how much you can grow on your own terms. If you found value in this video, I encourage you to like and subscribe. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Keep watching, and together, let's keep exploring how to live a more fulfilling and independent life. Thank you for being here.